I had an Instagram post, a story post, where I said, if you asking for a paternity test and she gets upset, she's for the streets.
No. What? What?
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say something else, but I was like, that's it? That's
Yeah.
just the statement. Okay.
Yeah. So like if you're pregnant, right? So here was the reason for the post. There was somebody on Twitter who had a screenshot of something that said in some state somewhere they're considering making it an automatic process if a man who's not married has a child, that the hospital will automatically test him to see if he's the father. So he wouldn't have to ask. The mom can't stop it. It's automatic.
I like that.
Well, me too. But I feel like it should be for every man, married or not, because me being married doesn't mean that she's not out here in the streets. But I decided to say, okay, well, if I ask for a paternity test and you get upset, it must mean that you out here doing something.
No, it could just be that she's mad that you don't trust her. I don't think it necessarily.
What does that have to do with trust?
It absolutely has to do with trust. If you're asking for a paternity test, that means that you're not sure that that means that you're doubting whether the child is 100% yours. If you're in a relationship with somebody, a committed relationship, and you get pregnant and they ask for a paternity test, that means that there's some doubt there that the child is yours.
That's not true.
Yes.
No.
So what does it mean?
If I had the tools to know something.
Okay, but why would you? Okay, but if you trust that your partner hasn't been with anybody else,
it's not about trust.
For that? What is it about?
I have the tools to know something. If I had the tools to know something,
okay, you have the tools to know. You have the tools to know something that would only be relevant if your partner stepped out on you and slept with somebody else.
But that will only be true if the results come back saying that this child is not mine.
But the fact that you want to take the paternity test,
because
if you don't trust that it is yours, or you're like kind of doubting that it's yours, or like.
No, I disagree. Like, once again, if we have as a society, we have the tools for me to know something, right? Like, let's say, for example, there was a time where you couldn't screen for cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have the tools. Now we have the tools to screen for cancer.
Okay.
I'm going to screen for cancer now that we have the tools to screen for cancer.
Okay, so, but I feel like that's different. Mm-hmm.
I don't. Like, if I had the tools to know something, it has nothing to do with you.
I understand that, but like, why do you need a tool to know if you're the father of a child? If you guys are in a committed relationship, then it's obvious that you are the father of that child. The only reason that you would want the paternity test is because you have a doubt that you might not be the father of the child. I just feel like the cause. I just feel like the difference between like what that test comes back as, like there's only one direct cause of the result of that. You know what I mean? You either were with somebody else or you were not, and like you're the father. But it's like, if you're asking for it, then that means that there has to be some doubt, because like if you trusted your partner 100% and you knew she wasn't with anybody else, then why do you need to have the paternity test?
A couple of things. Number one, you are making it seem as if the request for the paternity test comes after the doubt of paternity. What I'm saying is, I don't have to go that far. If we as a society have the tools for me to know something, not guess, not hope, not assume, we can know this. Science. Not even expensive, really. I don't have to ask you, really. Like, you know, I'm against men asking for a paternity test, right? Be a real man. After she gives birth, she's gonna be tired. You bring the test from home. You do the thing to the baby, then do the thing to yourself. Mail it out. When she, you know, how long it take for you to get to the hospital after I give birth? Like 3 days?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, however long, you know, you have the envelope waiting at the house a week later. But let's assume that I don't want to sneak around and get the but I just want to ask you for it, right? I don't have to assume that you are cheating on me just to get the test, if we as a society have come up with a way for me to know whether this child is mine.
Yeah, but I feel like a majority of people don't think that way. I feel like people would just wonder why they would want a paternity test if they didn't think that the baby was theirs.
But this is why that law is such a that potential new law is a great thing, because it removes the burden on the man to ask for it.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But like, to the question of what you put in the rundown, if she gets mad when you ask for a paternity test, I think it's a natural reaction to be kind of suspicious as to why they would want the test. If they like, I think that's a natural reaction, like a natural reaction of like, oh, you don't trust me. I don't think that it means that you're out here in the streets. I just think that that means like, I just think
But if
that
you
means that, oh, you
know,
don't
so
trust me.
hold on, I think the reason why women don't really understand this concept is because you guys don't have to trust us. You know it's your baby because you pregnant.
Okay.
So like you don't have to do this whole trust thing. You don't have to. You know it's yours. You know who the father is.
Mm-hmm.
So you have access to all of that information because you're a woman. I have access to only half that information, right? Meaning, if you are pregnant, I know you're pregnant. The same way you know you're pregnant. But only one of us knows beyond, like, for a fact, who the father is, and that is you.
Okay.
The paternity test grants me the same information that you have off rip. How is that not fair?
I didn't say it wasn't fair. I just said that I feel like it's a normal reaction if people get upset and question, like if people call it a matter of trust. I feel like that's perfectly normal reaction.
I got you. See, for me, I feel like, if you ain't doing nothing, then, I'll just be like, sure, yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. But just like,
you deserve the test.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like this whole thing where you guys just throw out there that, we don't trust you and it's the end of the relationship if you ask for a paternity test.
Okay, no. But the original point that I was making is that, like, it's normal to have that reaction. It doesn't mean that she's out there in the streets. That is the point that I'm trying to make.
Do you think it's fair for women to say that if the father asks for a paternity test, that it's the end of the relationship? I think that is very manipulative on you guys' part.
No, I never said that.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think that? Do you think women who say that are manipulative? Because I think they are.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if your boyfriend asked you for a paternity test, you wouldn't get mad.
What? I mean, I would no, I wouldn't get mad to say like, oh, this is the end of the relationship. I would feel some kind of way though on the inside. Because again, I said I feel like it's normal.
Okay, I got you. See, of course I was being.
I feel like it's normal to feel some type of way, but then if you go the extra step to be like, that's it, like the relationship is over because you asked for a paternity test, that is where like it starts getting like, okay, like calm down a little bit. But I feel like it's normal.
Do you think women should understand us more?
Yes.
Based off what I just said? Like,
oh, yes. Okay.
Like, you know all the information. We only know like one half of it for a fact. You know the whole picture. I feel like you guys should
don't. Because, sometimes women don't know who the father of their baby is.
True. But then you know that you was out here being reckless. So that's still your fault. Okay. But we don't have information like that at all. And so
yeah,
I just think you guys should look at it less as us not trusting you and more like wanting to have access to the same information that you have off the jump.
Okay.
This way we can both be sure and we can both move, accordingly moving forward.